I believe Poach recently tweeted out a rotation he made where he claimed high ground from someone utilizing the quad crasher. So we're really excited to see.
I've seen some interesting things from Poach, Chab, and Myth all coming out with the quad crasher.
Oh man, there's been some great plays, but here we go. Starting off the bus with a reverse 2K. Bus is coming in from Haunted Hills, heading down toward Paradise. This is a pretty solid bus, all things considered. Not too far if you're trying to go to that north side of the map that you have to fly.
It'll be interesting to see the spread in comparison to the EU guys, and also interesting to see how many people want to contest the floating island. It seemed to be always contested in the previous competitions. Yep. It looks like there's at least 2 or 3 teams potentially landing there, but maybe one of those teams will notice that and they'll use the island to rotate somewhere else. And I think that's what's happening right now. You can see the pink guys right there, but they're like floating away from the island.
Yeah,
and that's a very smart move of them. So it gives you that option to, like, you know, you might go there, but if there's too many people, you could always redirect and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and don't forget we also saw those floating islands that have vortexes around them as well, just above the corrupted zones. So you can actually utilize the floating island to rotate one of those and then go even farther. So a lot of opportunities here. Right off the bat, Nick Mercs.
I have never seen Nick Mercs outside of Tilda Towers.
Now look who's on the end of the barrel here. It's Ghost Aiden. I mean, this is a rivalry of the century.
He's got such a good loadout too. Wait, is Aiden partnered with Nick Mercs?
No, he is not. He is paired with Ambrew Games. And Ambrew goes
down. It's going to be a 1v2 with Aiden and Nick Mercs. They must have agreed to, like, maybe meet here because both of these guys outside of Tilted is such a rare sighting, and Aiden just won't leave Nick alone. Let's see if Aiden can make it out of this alive. He only has a pistol and a green tack, so it's not looking too good. I won't be surprised if he tries to just leave, exiting out of the back and floating away.
Just use the vortex to disengage. I think he's probably concerned that they might try to, like, press on him since it's just him.
There seems to be a chest still here. Nick Mercs is now on the roof. He's breaking down. They will meet each other here very shortly. Aiden's going to retreat. He does not have a lot to his name. 40 wood. He can only build 4 pieces before he's out. Nick Mercs, on the other hand, the compact SMG, green tack, and a assault rifle.
It's looking okay for right now. Now, man, again, Aiden is just being pressured. They even go as far as to pop the chest. They're like, hey, look, Aiden, we're not even worried. So where you at? I think you're right, though, Cypher. If I was Aiden,
he needs to exit.
Yeah.
And even after exiting, you know, he needs to try to rotate somewhere that's uncontested. But Aiden is, you know, he's confident, and he's always played confident. So he's, you know, even with a pistol and a green tack, you got to be careful with this guy. He's very accurate, and he can take you out in two hits with the green tack. He'll take you out.
Great point.
He's being pressured right now. He's got his green tack out. He's looking for the play. But it's just not enough. Hysteria and Nick Mercs both are very experienced players. They were just not going to let that happen. He didn't have the comeback potential, and that was just a little bit unfortunate. Nick Mercs getting revenge on Aiden. Let's see how that goes for the rest of the matches. We got a fight in the Dusty Divot Diner. Great shot from Kenneth, the heavy shotgun. He does not have a lot of health left, but he has some bandages. Will he stop to pop them? It seems like his partner is down, so he might be going for the
very cheeky revive.
Bizzle might let this happen. I don't think he knows where he was.
Oh, look over here, though. Nate Hill and Symphony engaged against Margosi and One Shot Girl.
Margosi being the winner of the PAX Skirmish Grand Finals.
That's right, man.
He has a lot under his belt. I think he knows they're there, but they're going to choose to disengage. I think both teams don't want to take this early fight. They're both smart, and I see the way Nate Hill and Symphony play. They are aggressive players, but they're smart about their aggression. And I think right now taking an early fight while the circle, the safe zone, is north of them, they don't want to risk that, because even if they win that fight, it might not pay off.
Exactly. Especially even though they're pretty much about to top off, be 200-200. It's just maybe not worth getting into this early.
Yeah, they just don't have the mats for it right now.
Yeah.
And it was a good call on both teams to disengage, but they might meet up if Morgaus and One Shot Girl don't rotate out early enough. There's a lot of brick in this area here. Fatal Fields is a very good place to land for wood and brick. You can pretty much get max wood, max brick, so it's going to always be a contested place just south in Lucky landing. We have a team here, and there's a team near the rifts, and they just took the rifts that are on the end of the road there.
Yeah, they just bailed out. They're like, we're good.
Yep. So Faze, Thieves, and Alex Ace finishing their farming. They do have to move fairly soon. The edge of the circle is around Salty Springs, so they're not very close there. They might have been banking on these rifts that were on the end of the road, but that other team actually took both rifts. Or did they leave one behind? It looks like they
one
left
up on the
one behind.
yeah, one up there maybe.
Is that? It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but that either could have been a rift or a piece
Like
of loot.
Yeah, blue loot. We'll have to see in a little bit. But back over to Symphony and Nate Hill. Take a look at the minimap up top right. You've got a team coming up on the north side. Don't forget, Margosi and One Shark Girl are not that far behind. It's high distortion and Phase Yellow. Okay.
That is a force right there.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with those
Listen,
guys.
HD, man. Oh, calm down, please. Not like this. I don't think they know of each other just yet.
And it looks like they're going in opposite directions, so they might not meet up, but they might see each other here soon because it's a pretty open area. Cowboy and Kasid holding it down in the corrupted zone. This is not a bad place to be. Even if you're on the edge of the circle, you can rotate out of here so quickly using the stones and the craters. What do you call them, Zeke?
Craters is fine.
Craters is fine.
Bounce on out.
Yeah, and it's such a good rotation. So just being here, even if you're on the edge of the circle, even if the circle moves all the way to the other side, you can take those craters and just fly across the map pretty much. You just got to be careful not to get lasered. And fortunately for these guys, TXC's not in their game. Hopefully they won't get lasered.
Yeah. We saw in the kill feed, Tfue takes down a player, and his teammates secured the elimination. So they're alive somewhere, and they're racking up elims very quickly. But now we're back over to the PAX winner, Margos. Just chilling, man. They're kind of taking their time. The Storm's at their back.
They're prioritizing the materials, and that's good. They're avoiding the fights. You really want to have 1,000, 1,000. You don't have at least 2,000 materials going into the late game.
Yeah.
One thing they got to be careful, though, is the Storm is on their back. So if they get into a fight here, they end up using the materials that they've been farming for, and then they have to deal with the Storm as well. There is a corrupted zone just north of them, and there are some cubes still left, so that's good. They'll help them rotate.
Yeah, they've got 3, 4, 5 stones there.
And just look at that speed. You get so far, and then you use that momentum. You just carry forward.
So if you don't know about this,
this is the move.
Yep, you Shadow Stone, you take this bounce, and then you carry that momentum. You just continue to hop, and it just keeps your momentum moving forward, so you can really make some very fast rotations. Unfortunately, Margosi hits the little lip there, so it kills the momentum.
This is actually like a very recent change in terms of the momentum carrying over. And a lot of players have found out cool tricks to use momentum in the game, whether it's launch pads or grapplers. And if you jump right as you hit the ground, if you jump, you'll carry that momentum over, and you'll sort of bunny hop across the field. And I think the reason why Morales didn't do it is because they were in the circle, and while you're flying across like that, you're kind of an easy target.
Yeah.
When you're in that state, that invisibility state, you can't build. And if you try to transition into your normal state, there's a bit of a delay before you can start building or shooting back.
Yeah. I think that was very smart. I mean, again, their backs are to the Storm. They don't really have that far to go. The circle is just north here near Retail Row, so it's not that far away. The Kiwi Face, though, and Sen Animal building their way across near Tomato Town.
Gonna try to get on top of this hill. I assume this is in the circle. Yes, it is. They want to control this hill to have the high ground advantage. It's not a bad place to be for them. And you can see he has the quad launcher with 14 rockets in it.
Oh, man. The quad launcher was putting in a lot of work. We saw that earlier. I'm very excited to see one here in game number 1. Now, look. Steve's here. Alex.
They have 2 eliminations on the board so far. Looking to secure maybe the first point if they catch another team off guard. Monster is here. I don't see Ninja with him. That is his partner. And King Richard and the General are here too. So it's like a Bush Bandit reunion.
Getting word that Ninja has actually fallen. El Jefe is down. So his teammate is left to fend for himself.
The sniper rifle is extremely useful in these games because of how many people assume that you don't have one.
Right.
Sometimes it's very hard to fit the sniper into your arsenal. You want the shotgun, you want the SMG, you want the assault rifle, and you prioritize explodes typically because a lot of people are very good at building. But having a sniper rifle in these competitive games can catch a lot of people off guard. And if you hit your shots, we saw last week TFU hit consistent shots with the heavy sniper and catching a lot of solo players off guard. And the same thing could happen here. You just have to be very accurate and position yourself in a good way. So let's see if that happens today with King Richard.
You know, that's a really great point because earlier we saw Atlantis Maestro, the Titan he is, he actually got shut down in literally the start of, I believe, game 3 or 4 because someone had that sniper and took him down right off the gate. So that's a great point, man. We'll have to see if Richard can utilize the sniper. But over here, Grand Pooh Bear and Ranger.
A bit of a build fight.
Down.
He loses the high ground right here, but I don't think he's that concerned about it. I think he wants to go and finish off the person that he knocked. Is that his teammate?
Yeah,
yes, that is.
Right
That
here.
is.
He's
He's
trying
gonna
to
try
get
to pick him
Ranger
up.
up. Now, oh, it's Faze Replays who's up top.
And I think Replays, his partner, Spaceline, is down. He gets the edit with the window, putting a lot of pressure.
Is it enough? He has to go to the swap.
Oh my goodness, he has 8 health. He needs to pop that bandage right now. It's going to start ticking for 2. I don't think he's going to make it out alive.
Made it.
I don't think he's going to make it out alive because the storm is going to start ticking for 2 unless he has a way to move across in a very short period of time. Make sure he doesn't take any fall damage here. He might. This is going to come down to the wire.
He might barely make this. Come on.
It will start ticking for 2 in 20 seconds. You know what? I think he's got it. I think he's got it. He will make it out. He has 1,000 wood, 500 brick.
I don't
what was that?
think he's...
I think he hesitated a little bit.
Oh, no. Replays. You got this. Replays.
He has it.
Oh, gosh.
He has it.
Oh, gosh. Just jump! Just jump! Oh.
That small hesitation he took when he was looking to see maybe there was some bandages in that trailer park location, that kind of cost him.
Yep.
If he just kept running at the storm, he was going to make it out. A few health, maybe he could have turned it into something, but he was definitely going to make it out if it wasn't for that small bit of hesitation.
Now we are near, what do you like to call this? I typically call this containers.
Containers is what I usually call it.
Okay. Someone recently told me to call it stacks. This faster than saying containers. You know, there's like stacks of containers.
Yeah. I know, Mick Merckx calls it stacks, but he calls a lot of things different names that, you don't even think of. So I just call it containers. And it's a good spot, especially when it comes to having a lot of metal. You'll notice we were watching Snood and his partner. They both had a good amount of metal. Tfue and Cloak, 2 limbs. They're in the circle. They've got a decent amount of materials. Not as much as they'd probably like, but if they get a couple of limbs here, they could fill up those material counts very, very quickly.
You see King Richard making his way down with his duo partner, and in a kill feed, we saw High Distortion take down Bobby Bojangles.
61 meters with a rifle.
And that wasn't a straight-up elimination. That wasn't a knock. Now Clarify here in Science. We're trying to make this rotation. I feel like the position they're going from now is pretty
You got
safe.
a sniper as well. You got the heavy sniper. You're seeing more use of the sniper, I feel like, in these modes, and people are realizing that they are more valuable because you can catch people slipping.
And now look at this. They're looking like they're going to make this safe rotation. You do have people all around them, but if they approach this correctly, nope, just kidding.
Another snipe shot coming from the west. You really don't see this many snipers.
Yeah, this is probably more snipers than we've seen all day in Europe. Now taking a look at the scoreboard right there at the top. These currently with the most eliminations. Now keep in mind this is outside of people that are eliminated. So right now we got a lot of teams here with 2.
72 people, 73 people still alive. That is a lot of people.
We got another minute before this storm overtakes this area and we get a new safe zone. So now I'm assuming we're going to see things slow down a little bit, Cypher. A lot of these players have already kind of established their ground. They've fortified. Now they're just waiting to see someone else make a move. Maybe someone make a mistake.
I think Tempo might have just knocked down High Distortion, if I read that correctly.
As see here, losing his teammate to Jaomock.
But having so much loot right here, he's going to be stacked out on brick and wood, and he has a good amount of shields and extra shields. Here's Tempo and Jaomock.
Near Tomato Temple, still 70 players
DMO eliminated Monster from 80 meters with a rifle. So that duo is now down.
And keep in mind, this is still just game 1, right? We can almost say like a warm-up game, so it's okay.
They always tend, the first game is always the slowest, and the last game is always the most crazy.
Yeah. Now they're just trying to gather some information, trying to see what there is to see. Look at how many players are here built up. 2x2s, even some as far as like Ashton and Jack. You see, they just took over that whole house.
Is now theirs. And they're being very smart about it because they're actually they're building to replace the house. But like I said before, you get more materials out of replacing a wall than just keeping it there. So you're using materials to fortify your base that you're currently in, but taking down that wall is going to get you like 14, 16 materials, and then you spend 10. So you're still gaining slowly while also fortifying and having walls that belong to you that you can edit and look through.
Now we get the new safe zone Cypher. It's down south. A lot of people have to make rotations. Mista and Ghoul are just out. They're like, time to rotate.
You'll notice a lot of really good players, especially like Ghost Ghoul, they like to make the early rotation so they don't get caught with the storm. They don't want to risk that. Nate Hill and Symphony, I think
they secured an Elam there.
They secured an Elam. They might be looking for his partner, or the person might have instantly gone down. There is another team near the diner on the other side of them. Parallax and Kenneth are still alive.
Man.
Last time we checked on them, they were at the diner, and Parallax was down, and they're still there. So my assumption, if they have not eliminated a lot of people, is they're kind of low on resources.
Yeah.
Because being in the same place for that long, you can't really capitalize off of looting or farming. There's not really a lot of materials to get from the diner anyways.
We see one shot girl Margossi here engaged with Strafe and his dual partner. And man, they're just trying to make this rotation. Storm's coming in though. They need to start moving on along.
Here's where you'll see people try to get away without building. Morgau's just moving. Very minimal builds. He's hoping he doesn't get shot, and if he doesn't, that'll be great for him because he spent no maths making this rotation. It's risky. You see the window opening up there, but it's not even aiming at him, so he's not even going to bother. And now he feels like, okay, I'm close enough to a lot of people, and I'm close to the circle, so let's get in. You see how he spent maybe like 60 or 70 materials making that rotation, and if he had been focused, he would have ended up spending 400 or 500. Just the fact that he was able to slip by saved him so many resources that he can use in the late game. And that's why you'll see players make like plays like that. You might think, oh, that's so risky. And sometimes it costs them. Sometimes they do go down because of it. But it's so worth it when it pays off like that.
And taking a look at the kill feed. Tifu finds Base Soldier, and another player went down as well. I don't know how we're doing it, Cypher. We're still at 66 players, and look at the new safe zone down south. Look at the congestion up north of this circle.
Everybody was hoping it would finish up on the hill, so they positioned themselves there.
Everyone from up top has to make their way across each other down in the new safe zone.
Tfue and Cloak, unfortunately, are low on health. They have the materials, and they look like they have the weaponry, but Cloak looks like he's bandaging, so he might be sitting at 75 when it's all said and done. Tfue sitting at 86 health. That's not a lot of health, so if they get focused on this rotation, it could get ugly. However, they need one more elimination,
right,
and he took out Liquid Poach
with a Splode. Not only did he take down a Titan, but that's a point.
That is a point right there, and they're not done yet. I think they want to take down Vivid with him as well. They're putting a lot of pressure on Vivid. Vivid's going to do a good job protecting himself, adding extra layers. Some rocket coming in on Tfue. He needs to be careful. If he gets touched by one, he's going to go down. Cloak is also extremely weak. There's a campfire that's very clutch. If him and Cloak... Yes, I was going to say they need to reunite, and they need to try to use that campfire together. Will he pick up Boogie Bombs? Yes, he will. There's no reason to carry two assault rifles. So, they have the materials.
Oh, that's a player on the left.
They have 4 limbs. He's building up. He's trying to avoid the storm. He cannot get tagged. Him and Cloak splitting up slightly. Cloak a little bit more weak.
He's Hysteria.
He takes out Hysteria before going down. They need one more limb. Cloak is down to 2 health remaining. He's rotating out, still alive somehow. And he goes down to the storm. He goes down to the storm. Tfue is in a good position. If he can make it into the circle, he has enough mats. He just needs to secure one more elim to potentially get a second point. It's looking pretty grim right now, and they're gonna go down, but without any second point. At least they got 5 elims though. That was pretty good to secure that in the late game. Unfortunately, not having extra minis kind of cost them there. They were too weak to make that rotation. They had the resources, but they got focused too much. It was really clutch on Cloak to realize that he was low health and go and take out Hysteria before going down. Sometimes you got to make that play. Sometimes you got to understand, okay, this is too hard of a rotation to make. Let me try to get something on the board before going out.
Yeah. You saw they split up as well, so he was like, hey, you take high ground, I'm just going to try and make something happen. It's Hysteria. They got him. Keep going, man. Now we're down to 41 players. We're moving
Parallax
east.
Goes down to the Storm and then gets eliminated by Dusty. And you gotta recognize when somebody goes down to the Storm, if they bleed out, no one gets the elimination for that. But if you take them out, even after they get down, you'll get that extra point. So you gotta be aware of your surrounding. Excels and Savage. Oh, gets hit really hard by that pump.
Oh, he's just got to bail on his teammate.
Storm is closing in fast. They need to rotate into the circle. He has about 600 materials left. He's going to start using the grappler to save the material count, so he doesn't have to spend too much to make this rotation. He might even be overbuilding right here because no one's really shooting at him, and he's using a lot of his resources without getting pressured.
Guys, you gotta go. What are you doing? Oh no. Oh, they got caught up in the Storm. And I believe I saw on the kill feed earlier, Nate Hill went down to Envy, Lenane, and Skatch. I believe Skatch got the knock and Lenane got the secure. We're down to still 30
still
people.
A lot of people alive. I think some of these guys need to realize that the elimination incentive is what's going to win you this tournament. And it's what's going to secure you the cash prize if you can go out and get 10, 11 eliminations. That's how you're going to win this thing. So we're going to see some more aggression, hopefully coming from these guys in the next few games.
Now we have to go onto this mountain right now.
That stink grenade really stinged him a little bit. He's lost so much health as a result. He's down to his last 30 health. 300 wood left. He's got a campfire. He's got some minis. He just needs to get to the circle and try to make it out with his partner. Ghost, Weefo, and Colton holding the high ground. They have enough materials to secure it. This is going to be the final circle, so they just need to layer with what they have and maybe go for the heal off and send one person down to get some more limbs. Skatch and Envy Lane, they survived. The Storm was on their back. They've got 2 medkits, so they'll be able to get healthy if they don't get focused here.
Gotta wonder, are they gonna probably save one of those for a potential heal off?
I think they're both too weak. I think they both have to use it.
Yeah.
It would be smart, but it's also a risky play. It's a risk-reward type of situation.
Oh, Colton knocks Envy Lenane with a rifle.
Someone just used a shockwave and fell into the Storm. And now they're trying to run back into the circle, but they might go down. And yes, they did. A couple people went down to the Storm.
Triz takes down Animal. Colton finds an elimination there on Envy Lenane. Tempo takes down Triz and shotguns someone else and finally secures Triz as well. There's a lot going down.
72 hours. And Liquid Chat still alive. 0 limits for both, but these guys play for the late game. They always do. They're very consistent at making it to the end. Weefo and Colton trying to keep the high ground. They're being pressured and challenged, but Jaomock goes down, challenging them. Jaomock will bleed out here shortly. I don't think Tempo is going to be able to save him. You see how they're putting pressure on him from 2 different sides, and it works. There's another elim. That is 5 elims for Weefo and Colton. They need 1 more to secure a second point. Everyone alive right now has secured a point at least for being in the top 5. So you got to feel good about that. Now it's just time to see if you can secure top 3, maybe a victory royale, or maybe more limbs. Someone just used a shockwave grenade and got knocked by the Storm. That was Liquid Chat. I really wonder what just happened there.
Colton
is going to go down and try to find people who are trying to heal. It seems like he can't really find anybody. It was a good attempt, but it did not pay off. Weepo is going for the med kit heal. He should be able to get it off, but the question is, will somebody else out heal him?
2 players have gone down.
He must have mistimed his heal.
Colton, it's
Matt
down to 1v1. 72 hours gone. It's Tenpo that secures that win. Wow. I was not expecting game 1 to go down that way. We end up going off to a heal off.
I think we'll see less heal offs as the game continues, because I don't think anybody had more than 5 elims.
Right.
And that means that there's a team that's currently leading the elims with maybe 5 or 6 elims at most. And people are going to realize that, hey, we can get $25,000 if we just get, 6 elims, 7 elims. Let's go put it on the board and put some pressure so that people go for that. Since the bar was low for the elims, more people will probably go for it in the second game and third game. So
okay. Yeah, because, I mean, in game 1 of Europe, we saw Tixi and Kinstar drop 11 eliminations out in game 1, and we see half of that here at Max in game 1 of North America.
That might have actually discouraged some people from even attempting to go for it, considering 11 might have seemed like a high number for them.